Hello lovely humans, how are you doing today? I hope you are all staying warm and cozy, and happy Thanksgiving, or belated, because this video is probably going to come out after Thanksgiving. And I am finally here with my first Q&A video, woo! Since it is technically near Thanksgiving though, and you guys know that I love fall and I love all of the seasons, I do want to give you guys a little tiny Thanksgiving message that if you're feeling depressed or down for whatever reason this Thanksgiving, if you have to work, if you are going to a family occasion that might feel a little bit awkward or make you feel out of place, or if for whatever reason you're not having a good Thanksgiving, a little tip to help readjust your light energy for this holiday is to just kind of sit there with a pen and a piece of paper, or even just quietly sit there with your eyes closed and meditate and think about one thing you could think of that you could have right now that you can make happen today that you're thankful for. You could call up a friend or someone you're dating and have a nice conversation. You could play with your pet if you have a pet. You could do one of your favorite activities, which is what I'm choosing to do. Just realize that you have options, you have ways to make this day better, and be thankful that you have those choices and you have the freedom to do that. So anyway, without further ado, let me start answering your questions. Oh, my necklace was on backwards. That's gonna bother me. I'm really excited to finally do a Q&A. I would like to do one of these a month maybe, because I want you guys to get to know me as much as possible, and I want to be there for you to answer your questions. And for these Q&As, since my channel focuses a lot on positivity, I do want to say one thing, that you can always ask me a question that has to do with advice. I know that's not usually typical for a Q&A video, but I want you guys to ask me things about me, but also, like, if you need help with something going on in your life, you could ask me about it and I will answer it in the Q&A. This is a good way to hopefully get you guys to interact with me more and open up to me more, because I really want to help people on this channel and it's my goal. So don't be afraid to ask like just a personal advice question for my Q&As, because like I said, I'm going to be doing them once a month. I feel like I'm really going to like them. This is my favorite kind of video to make, where I just kind of talk to you guys and we have discussions. So yeah. Okay, moving on to the questions. I am first going to focus on, I have my laptop with me because I don't have a fancy YouTube camera yet. I'm still filming on my phone, old school. So I have to read my questions from my laptop, but that is okay. Hopefully you guys could bear with me. I'm gonna start off with my YouTube viewers' questions. First one is from SuperLuke27. He said, are you going to be doing collabs still? Yes, I would love to do collaborations. If we have something mutually in common and you are a YouTuber and you want to collaborate with me, please privately message me and we could talk about it. I am totally open to it. I love meeting new people. I love working with new people. I believe there is nothing wrong with trying to come up with a project with someone you haven't met if you have a mutual passion and understanding, and YouTube is a great place to help people connect from all over the world. So yes, I would still love to do collabs, and if any of you are interested in doing a collaboration with me, please message me and we could talk it over and see if we can make something work. Thank you, Super Luke. Okay, the next question is from CommanderX21. By the way, CommanderX, I have been meaning to give you a shout out and I haven't, so here is your shout out. Thank you so much for being a loyal follower and following all my videos and commenting on them and participating in my YouTube journey so far. I appreciate it more than you know. All of you guys who continue to come back for all of my videos, no matter how silly they are, it means a lot to me. I know right now I'm not getting like 1 billion views or anything, but just to know that I have somewhat of a following, it just makes me happy. It makes me feel like my passion is reaching some people. So people like you really mean a lot to me, Commander X. So there's your shout out and thank you. And you have asked me, what is your favorite sport? Two different questions. What is your favorite sport is the first one. I have never really been particularly athletic. I do like to run, and I like to power walk on the treadmill when I have time. Right now I live in the city, so I'm constantly moving around, so I haven't really had time to hit the gym lately because I'm just moving around in general at my job. But I've honestly just never been a sports person. I was kind of more of like a artsy musical theater kid when I was in high school. But I would say that I do kind of enjoy football just because my dad is obsessed with it. His favorite team is the Giants. I'm originally from New Jersey, so I'm like kind of obligated. And I like to watch people get all like freaked out over that because I feel, no offense to anyone that likes sports, because sports are great. Like, they're entertaining. In a way, they're like performing in their own right. but more athletic, I guess, if that makes any sense. So yeah, but I mean, I think I more so like to watch people get excited over sports and just kind of be like, yeah, this is really great and exciting and adrenaline pumping, but it's more amusing watching you get all hyped up over it. I am referring to my dad mostly. I'm not really a sports person, but I guess if I had to choose, I like watching football. I think it's kind of festive, especially for this time of year. And then you asked me, have you ever watched Big Brother? If you haven't watched it, you should. I've heard of that show, and isn't it like, it's like a reality show, right? Where like people live in a house together. I like certain reality shows like that. There is this one reality show I'm obsessed with. It's called Are You the One? It's really corny. It's like these people are in a house and they try to match up with each other and they have to like all figure out like who matched on this personality test thing. It's interesting. But I haven't seen Big Brother. If you think I should watch it, maybe I'll give it a try. I've heard good things about it and I've heard that it's a really popular show. So maybe I'll check it out. Let me know what it's about. Next, I have a question from Majestic Highlighter. What's your skin routine? Okay, well, when I was younger, like teenager through very, very, very early 20s, I would get breakouts like here and there, and I had like some problem areas. Like I would get like those little like forehead bumps where like if you turn your head in the light you could see something but not head on. And I used Proactive a lot actually at a younger age. I know, very basic, but it worked for my skin for a while. But then as I got older, my skin kind of started to even out, so I don't have a lot of problems with my skin, but I would say that I can show you the products that I use. I do use this Neutrogena face wash. It is for like an acne solution type thing, but I've been using this face wash for years. It's really nice, really soft. I use very like gentle products, very gentle, nothing heavy. And I love this face wash. This is what I've been using like morning and night forever now, so it works for me. I also use this Burt's Bees face cream, usually before I go to bed at night, which I love. It has been my favorite forever. And I don't know, I just like randomly picked it up in the convenience store and it happened to work for me. So those are my two go-to skincare products, I guess. I don't really do a ton for my skin, but those are honestly the two that I use. Thank you for your question, Majestic Highlighter. Next, I have a question from Juan Ramirez. What are your current favorite cartoons? Juan, I have so many favorite cartoons. This is going to be very hard for me to answer. As I'm sure most of you know, my all-time favorite cartoon ever is Steven Universe, obviously. I would say second to that was the masterpiece that was Gravity Falls. Both have kind of a similar fan base, but I loved Gravity Falls. It was so funny and interesting at the same time. Steven Universe is great for like a billion cajillion other reasons, but so that will always be my number one. If you ever want to know what my favorite cartoon is, that is number one. I highly suggest Gravity Falls to any of you, and I'm always trying to discover new cartoons and new animes. I love all of the Miyazaki films. I'm a giant fan of them. I have a few other animes that are a little less conventional that I really like. I would love to do a whole video actually about my favorite animes, so if you guys would be interested in hearing me talk about that, I'd be down to talk about it, because I just feel like there's too many and it's not enough time for one video. On Netflix, there's this anime-inspired cartoon that I'm obsessed with called Soul Eater that my sister showed to me, and it's so good. Thank you to my sister for showing it to me, because I would have never found it on my own, and I love it. The characters are hilarious. It's like, it gets you really emotionally invested. It's action-packed, it's funny, and it's a great show. In terms of like regular cartoons, I've always been a big Family Guy fan my whole life. I've always watched it. I'm more of a Family Guy girl than The Simpsons, to be honest. Rick and Morty I do enjoy. Oh, duh, BoJack Horseman. Sorry, that's my third favorite cartoon. BoJack Horseman on Netflix. It is amazing. I have watched every season. The second it comes out, I binge the whole thing. I'm obsessed with the characters. I'm obsessed with, I love that show. That show is a masterpiece. I recently started watching a series on Netflix called Hilda, which is really, really interesting and great. And I did a video for it recently for a channel I collaborate with called Cartoon Universe. You might have heard of them. They're amazing. And it's a really cool show. It's really interesting and whimsical and different. And there's also another show by the creators of Futurama that came out called Disenchantment, which I saw the whole thing and I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought the characters were engaging. The main character, whose name is Bean, ironically, that was my nickname when I was a kid. So I would suggest any of those cartoons, and wow, I just kind of named all my favorite cartoons almost. So there you go, Juan. There is your answer, and thank you so much for the question. And lastly, I'm going to move on to questions from Instagram. I received a question a while ago when I was asking for questions for my depression video from Bunty Valencia. I'm seriously suffering from depression. How can I help get out of it? I've made a lot of videos about this, and it's really hard because I have a history of depression, but more so anxiety, but that does not mean that I don't still get depressed. I think everyone gets depressed, and if you say you don't, you are lying. We all get depressed from time to time. I would say the first step would be to sit with yourself and really just kind of write down ways that you're feeling and write reasons why you think you might be feeling that way. So I feel hopeless. This happened today and it made me feel like that. I feel really sad all the time. I tend to feel more sad during these times. I find that a lot of writing could be therapeutic and it can help you have a lot of self-realizations that you might need when you're feeling depressed. And I would just say taking time to just sit and breathe and think and really try to get to the root of what your issue is. It sounds really difficult, but I guarantee the more time you take to just be contemplative and think about things, the better, and the closer you'll get to understanding why you're feeling like this. And I think the first step is to understand why, and then the second step is to come up with ideas and plans on how to get out of it. I truly believe we can all get out of our own depressions. I really feel with our own strategies and trying to make positive decisions, trying to do things that we know help light us up, can be all in all of our own power. I'm not talking down about doctors or therapists, but I really feel we all have that ability inside of us to do it without a doctor, honestly. And I think the first step would be just journaling, writing, meditating, thinking about why you're feeling upset, and then coming up with either a different routine during the day or a different plan, different ideas on things that you think can help change your life little by little to help you start to feel better. If any of you guys feel like you're suffering from depression or anxiety or insecurities, please shoot me a comment and I will answer it in the next Q&A. I am always down to talk about that, and if any of you want me to do a video about a certain topic about mental health, I will do a whole video on it. I'm telling you, I just want you guys to interact with me. So that would honestly be my advice for helping feel better about depression. Okay, and last but not least is a comment from my good friend from Instagram, Chris Riley. He asked, how long do you plan on living in New York City? Well, I plan on living here as long as I possibly can, as long as I can afford it. I didn't move here to try it out. I mean, I guess in a sense I did, but my goal long term has always been to live in the city. I feel like it is the place for artists. It's the place you need to be to make connections if you are an artist and you want to meet like-minded people that like to create. I feel that it's a land of opportunities, and most of the time I'm really stressed out and tired and exhausted, but right now in my life I feel like it is worth it. So I'm hoping I could stay here as long as possible. And I don't know, I feel like life changes so often, and who knows where I'm gonna be in 3-4 years. Maybe I'll move back home in 2 years. Maybe I'll move back home in 1 year. Maybe I'll be here for the next 10 years. I don't know, but as of right now, I want to stay here as long as I can. So please, everyone, send me all of your positive vibes to help that work. Please. I'm trying. And Chris, thank you so much for being such a loyal friend and follower. You know I will always follow you right back till the end, and I really appreciate our friendship. So that was it for my first Q&A. Oh my god, I'm so excited I made one, guys. I always felt like making one would make me feel silly, but it actually felt kind of cool and natural. So thank you so much for following my channel. Thank you so much for all the questions. I want to do one of these once a month. Let me know if you guys like them. I will gladly do another one. And again, happy Thanksgiving, guys. Stay warm, stay lovely, and thank you so much for all of your support. Until next time.